15 years ago. In the UK, Emily and Matt are a couple of CIA agents, on the orders of Charlie's superiors, while the Eastern European terrorist leader, Gore, organized a birthday party for his child. The two men sneaked into the mansion to carry out their mission. After determining the location of the Gore, Emily sprayed a special liquid on the back of her hand and came forward to greet him. In this way, you've secretly obtained his fingerprints and his voice. You two go straight to Gore's office. Use fingerprints on the pubic, hands, and voice. Record by the watch to open the safe. Success takes the key. Industry can change the world. This thing can get into any facility. It can even paralyze an entire country. Immediately, the eye understands the seriousness of the situation. Take the key and prepare to escape. The safe suddenly sounded the alarm, and the guards immediately opened the door and stormed in. You two have to fight. They just hit and ran, finally drove out of the mansion. It was a coincidence that I arrived at the airport prepared by my six. Agent Ray picked it up. That's Emily's ex-boyfriend, Baron. He greeted Emily with a smile, but it's cool with Matt. Matt also responded by holding up the car keys to him after the plane took off. Matt's going to get a glass of champagne. Congratulations on the mission. Unexpected Emily suddenly launched a blockbuster. She's pregnant with Matt's baby, so Matt was surprised and delighted. Immediately decided to take responsibility for Emily. But as soon as you get intimate, Emily suddenly vomited con. Hurry up and go to the toilet. However, the flight attendant, I didn't tell her the toilet was broken, is a top agent. So Emily immediately realized something was wrong. I was going to quietly remind Matt. I didn't expect the flight attendant to pull the gun. She threatened Matt by turning over the key. Matt did not dare to act. Without thinking, he picked up the box. But after glancing at Emily, you throw it in the air, Emily. When the enemy loses focus and decides to act, an intense fight immediately broke out. In times of chaos, the flight attendant held a gun at Emily. I saw that in a hurry, rushed to stop it. The result was a bullet in the pilot's head. The plane immediately lost control and crashed. Flight attendant, I just picked up the box. The plane's tail crashed into the side of the mountain. The strong pull pulls him out. Even though Emily and Matt have dealt with all the enemies, but the plane's about to plummet, in 1,000 pounds hanging here. Matt tied the only remaining parachute to himself. Emily tells you to take good care of your children. But Emily clearly didn't want to leave him. Determined to use 2 legs to clamp the waist, open the parachute and narrowly escape death. After a safe landing, thinking about their future. If you continue to be an agent, then they won't be able to give your child an environment. Good family. Now they can use the chance of the plane crashing to fake death. Run away. Enjoy the lives of ordinary people. With these words, Emily gladly agreed, even though starting over, that means you have to cut off contact with my mother. But the relationship between my mother and I was not good. Emily didn't think it was a loss. Just like that, 2 people anonymously and officially arrested. At the beginning of my life, 15 years have passed. Emily and Matt have 2 children, a boy and a girl, but their lives aren't very comfortable. Big daughter, Alice, has a rebellious personality, not communicating with parents. The youngest son, Leo, is a lonely introvert, all day immersed in electronic devices. The couple struggled in the education of their children, but the results aren't very promising. After taking the kids to school, Emily, I looked through the binoculars and saw Alice being intimate with a boy. My eyes are also angry. Grabbed the binoculars, grinding teeth. I want to teach that boy a lesson. The strange behavior of the two was quickly. Alice discovered. She called directly and asked them what they were doing, and also said that after the meltdown, students will come to your house to study. Until the night falls, Emily is still complaining about her daughter. I don't understand my suffering. Suddenly, I discovered Alice's computer continuously received messages. She hesitated forever and decided to steal once, but after opening it, I don't know what the password is. Emily was about to give up, unknowingly peeling off the sticker. On the computer, look. The words "mother" are terrible. Emily tried to enter unexpectedly to unlock successfully. This makes you both funny and cold. But very quickly, Emily seen from her daughter's conversation history that they didn't review. They went to the nightclub. The 2 men could not sit still. Immediate, according to the positioning, Alice's phone. Go to the club and find. Alice was sitting on the 2nd floor in a bright light. Emily didn't say her daughter's name, order her to go home immediately, but just turned around. A thug suddenly appeared. He stopped Alice from leaving and mocked her. Emily was old and saw the bad atmosphere. He constantly warns those around him, don't mess up. But the thug didn't just listen, but also hands and feet with Alice. This immediately sparked Emily's anger. She strangled the thug and hit him on the side. Matt saw that too. The couple quickly dealt with the thugs, with just a few punches. They even threw their leader downstairs. Matt jerking. Take the phone of a man next door. Delete the video and return it. Then take Alice away quickly on the way too. Husband admits to stealing his daughter's messages, but he kept her in jail for a while. However, compared to these, Alice is more interested in where they learned martial arts. Emily had to lie that they'd taken some courses. Taekwondo eyes are also constantly auxiliary. But Alice clearly don't believe this clumsy lie. Cho, that my parents are hiding something from me. But they didn't realize the danger was quietly approaching. The next morning, the doorbell suddenly rang. Matt opened the door and found someone outside. Maybe the old boss. Although I was surprised, I was suspicious. I don't know why I found him after 15 years in hiding. Just hold up the phone. Inside is the video. 2 husband and wife nightclub riot. He seriously warned you that the CIA was looking at the scene of that year's plane crash. I couldn't find the industrial key. And your Baron 6 is a traitor. You must have body information. Baron is currently working with Gore. Find Emily and Matt with the key all over the world. Now because he can find it. So they're definitely on their way. Just finished a podium thundered. Must have been shot out immediately. Emily turned around and found the road full of thugs. The guy's throwing a gun into the house. 2 people rush to hide behind the cover. But also understand that if you are exposed, your 2 children will be in danger. So they rushed into the garage. Push board tools, open the safe. Take out a luggage bag that has been stored for many years. Next, the garage door slowly opens. A car coming out in the rain of bullets. But when the thugs go ahead and check, it turns out that the guy leg is just being squeezed by the hairdryer. Emily took the opportunity to break down the door and drove away. You're driving and thinking about how. Prove you didn't get the key. I can't believe Matt suddenly spoke up. That year on the plane I hid the key. This made Emily both amazed and angry. Not expected. Matt was hiding something so serious. In a fit of anger, she drove straight into someone else's yard. Matt had to continue explaining. You did it just in case. If your identity is revealed, it can be used as a card. The current negotiation. The keys are hidden in Emily's mother's manor. Emily was even more upset about that. She didn't want to see her mother, so she decided to go to the CIA. Help. But Matt thinks the CIA also considers them suspects. Now you can only use the key in exchange for immunity. While the 2 men argue, the thugs, lesbians, drove Lao to cool. When the enemy's weapon is stuck, throw the candy. Mentos in a Coca-Cola bottle. Tighten the bottle cap and throw it into the enemy car. When the risk is temporarily resolved. 2 people rushed to school. Not say a word. He gave Alice. And Leo went directly to buy a plane ticket and gave them to him. To dispel your doubts, Emily. I have to say, I will take them to visit my grandmother. The 2 of you know you have a grandmother. Alice became more angry. I don't know how much my mother has hidden. Cool rush, standout reconciliation. The new situation gradually calms down. The next day, the family went to London. Emily used a fake passport to pass the test. In a favorable way, take the kids on the tour bus outside. When we get to the parking lot, Matt pays attention to a car. Jeep family and nameplates for Emily. Emily understood what the owner meant when he got in the car. You deliberately crashed into their car. Then she quietly handed the key to Matt. And just like that, they get a means of transportation. But they didn't know that one of his followers, Gore, is on the bus. I saw 4 people leave. He hurriedly reported to Gore. At the same time, Baron also learns that Emily and Matt have returned. You threw the camera. Security at the airport immediately issued a search warrant, while the situation is tense. Matt's family is driving ahead. To avoid location tracking, I asked the sisters to give Emily the phone. Emily quietly untied the earwax cotton. Take out the phone card and break it, but not too far. The car's fuel tank is empty. My eyes turned to the gas station on the side of the road. Tell Alice to take Leo to the convenience store to buy food, but didn't notice that she took the opportunity. Get your passport. When buying things, Alice secretly opened her passport. I found out the person in there is not me at all. I see this is another lie. Alice couldn't help but add more. He was angry when he saw Leo holding a game console. She told him to go online, check the name in the passport. It turns out this guy died 55 years ago. Matt and his wife still do not know the secret has been revealed. We're talking about the next action. Then, suddenly, I found out there were all these thugs. You have bad intentions. The 2 immediately understood that this was Gore's subordinate. Without a word, take action. Matt lit the gun. Gasoline pump sprayed out intense flame. That scared the 2 thugs back. Emily took the attack gear first. 2 sisters in the store. I was scared to see this scene. I watched my parents defeat each enemy and comfort them that they're not. When the danger is resolved, hurry up and get your kids in the car. Emily suddenly saw a man trying to stand up. Decided to back up the car, hit him fly out. This made Alice and Leo even more afraid. I thought my parents were terrorists. But Emily didn't have time to explain. Baron is leading Theo through. She hurried to start the car in the opposite direction. Baron also ordered the car to turn around. That's cool. Get out the window. Shot off the chain of the next truck. In a precise way, caused the sewers on the car to fall to the ground. You shot through a tire blocking the road. They succeeded. When the car stopped, Alice asked about the parents. Mark also understood that it could not be hidden anymore. He looked at Emily and admitted that they were CIA agents. That's why Leo is so excited. Even Alice thinks they're cool. But Emily realized that something was wrong. You've turned off the phones. Why can the enemy still be found? Leo did not dare to hide it. Small voice? He said he had just used a game console to search the internet. Save me. Hurry to get the game machine. Throw it at the truck that's rushing to the end. Baron and his crew had finished investigating the gas station. Realized that it's Gore's subordinates, from the tattoo on his neck. But the assistant next to him felt very strange. Ask him where he found out about Emily's whereabouts. Baron averted his eyes. Explain that since the key was lost 15 years ago, he started eavesdropping on Gore's communications equipment. But he didn't know that Emily's family had arrived. Her mother's manor. She successfully entered the password to open the gate. 4 people got out of the car when a gunshot went off. Next is a bird falling from the sky. Jenna quickly walked over with a hunting gun. But when you see, Alice and Leo were not surprised. Turns out over the years, Matt has always secretly sent her pictures of the 2 children. I want to heal my mother's relationship. But now Raz just made Emily more upset. Step into the villa. 2 kids in front of a 7-year-old. It's too hot to say a word. Matt knows time is running out. I want to get the keys and leave quickly. During the conversation, a tall man came up. Turns out that's Ginny's boyfriend, Nigel. The intimate image of the two makes the whole family cool. We have to look at each other in amazement. Nigel didn't feel anything wrong. I'm excited to say that I am working towards joining U6. I see the topic is lost. The essay hurriedly told Nigel to take the two children out, then explain the purpose of coming here to Ginny. But Ginny reproached after listening. You brought trouble to your house. Emily was immediately unhappy. I always try to be a better mother than you, but you didn't find out. Alice was quietly standing outside the door. Ginny has no customers. It turns out that even though Emily is devoted to her daughter, in the end they are still blamed. That's what all parents have to go through. In the period of pubescent offspring, and then she mentioned Emily. I hated sending her to America as a child. But Emily, you forget that it's your own choice. Ginny looked at Alice. Listening scares the little girl. Hurry and turn away. You don't want to talk shit anymore. I decided to find out more about my two grandkids, but they don't know that Baron stopped the truck carrying the game console, determined their approximate location through monitoring, satellite surveillance assistant name checked on map, discovered out Ginny's manor. My 6's legendary agent is nearby. Baron hurriedly looked up Ginny's information. I knew she was Emily's mother, but due to her special status, Baron wants to investigate to ask your permission 6 before. At the same time, Ginny finds Alice looking at photos in the house. Admit that I've spent my whole life at work and I've neglected girls. Alice took the opportunity to emphasize that she had no resentment. Of course, Ginny knows this. There can be hatred between mother and child. But right now, an army. Armed men have arrived outside the manor. They cut the wires. Break the encryption key, blow up the gate and go straight in. In the eyes of people who still don't know what's going on, take Emily to the manor's wine cellar. Remove iron plate. Go out and get the key you've been hiding for 15 years. There's a letter in my pocket that I wrote to Emily. I just hope Emily can forgive me. You're doing this to protect your family. These heartfelt words moved Emily very much. However, before they could finish speaking, suddenly they were in their heads. The sound of the propellers. The two immediately understood that the manor had been exposed, hurried from the side door into the kitchen. But it turns out that Ginny and Nigel have been subdued. Emily cuts ties for Mom. Then we went with Matt to find our son. Just walked into the hall. Mercenaries have emerged from 4 or 8 directions. Emily and Matt couldn't resist. Follow them into the room. Alice and Leo are surrounded by enemies. Matt was afraid his child would get hurt. So without hesitation, take the key out. I didn't expect to come out from the inside. Turns out he's the mastermind. Behind all the bullets, it's just movie props. The defamation of Baron. It's also to stop Emily and Matt from seeking support. Give the key to the staff. After checking, it still works. And he's even more pleased. Tell me about your experiences. That year after Emily and Matt went missing. Must have been excluded by the CIA. Mission she failed. Less than a year completely. See, karma becomes white. I've been looking for the key all these years. It's to get back everything that belongs to you. While he was exercising, 2 of the mercenaries walked into the kitchen. See Ginny and Nigel, still sitting in place. Be careful to stand outside. Ginny took the opportunity to grab the knife. Take an anesthetic gun from under the closet, pull the trigger, shoot down 2 guys. Then she poured oil on the floor, turn on the gas stove and put the iron pan on. Just finished, there were 2 mercenaries. Appeared Ginny, threw a knife injuring a guy. The other guy stepped on the oil and lost his balance. Pressed hard by Ginny, right hand into the hot pan. The mercenary drew his gun to shoot back. Ginny hastily banged on the pan. I can't believe the bullet hit Nigel's arm. The cry of sorrow echoed. Emily and Matt can't sit still anymore. Immediately go out and fight the mercenaries. But I probably didn't want to stay long. Take 2 kids and back off. Matt and his wife are going to fight. Was attacked from behind and passed out. When Emily woke up, Alice and Leo were taken off in a helicopter. The distance is too far, so the camera. The monitoring couldn't get the number, while everyone's stuck. Suddenly noticed that Leo raised his finger. On the camera side, immediately understand. The boy showing off his locator ring. The couple rushed to log into Leo's account. We're going to rely on GPS to get the boy's latitude and longitude. Turns out it's a museum of modern art. 2 people running for their lives through the night. Drop weapons on people. It's easy to get into the museum, but Jack's plan has already begun. He betrayed Gore, who collaborated with me. Call the Big 4 to auction the keys on the spot. This made Gore very angry. Immediately notify subordinates to handle Jack. At the same time, it's probably taking the giants to the roof. On his orders. Then, the subordinates control the keys to enter the grid. London, the whole city is in darkness. Even the museum is no exception. Matt and Emily, the people who are looking for are found in the blackout room, then immediately understand. I'm probably demonstrating the use of the key. Then they're definitely on the roof. Have a wide view. They hurried each other into the elevator. I don't know if location has been discovered. Still bragging about the key. Directly order the subordinates to control the manhole against the floods of the Thames. Now just move your fingers. That the city of London would be underwater. The ability is almost invincible. This makes the giants very excited. One of them immediately paid $250 million to buy the key. As soon as the auction is over, Emily and Matt got out of the elevator. Fight with the mercenaries in front. They take out all the enemies with pink glow sticks. Just as he was about to leave, Baron showed up. But he understood that Emily and Matt were innocent. This time I'm here to make sure. Baron kicked the door. I knew the situation was wrong and decided to run away. Emily and, of course, Matt won't let him escape. Directly jumped down the stairs to chase. Just came out of the museum. They were stopped by 2 of Gore's men. I can only blink. Maybe put 2 kids on the bullet train. Fortunately, Ginny showed up in time. He used a sniper rifle to subdue two Kia. Emily and Matt take the opportunity to drive a motorcycle chase along the river. After all the pursuers are dealt with, Emily steals a speeding train in pursuit. Pick Matt up on the train and stay close. I must have realized that the situation is not right. Order your men to open the sluice against the flood, to run out into the open water. The servant completed the task. Take the key to the rendezvous point. I didn't expect to be seen by Nigel, who was in the car. Nigel hit Gaya, crashed right at him, knocked him unconscious. Then he opened the key. Successful flood-proof drain closure. Kier side. Emily and Matt jumped on Jack's speedboat, fighting with the guards on board. A man who tried to take Alice hostage. He was knocked down by Leo with a fire extinguisher. When I saw that I was coming to the floodgate, Emily put on life jackets for two children and throw them in the water, and then cool down and jump into the water. When you wake up, the bullet train crashed into the storm drain. The fire raged. The danger is completely solved. At dawn, the whole family returned to safety. Emily holds her daughter in her arms. His eyes also praised his son's bravery. Now Ginny and Nigel are coming. Mom and son hug each other tight. The troubles of the past vanish like clouds of smoke. Everything has calmed down. The whole family returned to America. Watch together. Alice wins the football match. Not coming to class for a few days. So this time Alice really has to come to your house to study. Ginny and Nigel say they can take care of Leo. This made the couple breathe a sigh of relief. I feel like I can finally rest. But I just got in the car. Baron reappeared in the back seat and said, "I didn't find Jack's body. That means he took the key to escape with him. Emergency situation. We have to recruit Emily's father to join us." Cool amazingly. Because you've never heard your wife mention your father. Emily seemed confused. Clearly their story is not over. Back in Action is a 2025 action film. Rating on a 5-star scale. I think the character is 3.5 stars. What is worth? She said this is the actress's latest film. Cameron Diaz after 15 minutes on screen. More coincidence. Her last movie 15 years ago. It's also a collaboration with the main actor, Jamie Foxx. I don't know if this is a charm. About the plot, I shall be a Sal. Look, General, this is a typical American blockbuster. There's a fight, there's a chase. There's humor, and there's affection. The first half of the film is mainly about bad conflicts. Crying and laughing between Emily, Matt and his kids after they got married. The movie is arranged quite well, but after the character's identity, the villain is revealed. Then the story goes downhill. They don't stop their silly actions. Jack made me shake my head. Of course, this is just my personal view. You see this comeback by Cameron Diaz. How is it? Please leave a comment below to discuss it. The value of a film lies in its reputation. The value of a movie review lies in the feeling. Today's story ends here. Thank you for watching the movie. How do you see this movie? Please comment below.